Good morning, everyone. A very warm Independence Day wishes. We are excited to host you today. It is a real pleasure to be present here virtually and welcome you all to the launch of Agri Blockchain. Thanks for joining us. On that note, I would like to invite Mr. Anil Kumar SG, founder and CEO of Samunati, to open the event with the welcome note.
Good morning, everyone. Sabko namaskar. On this auspicious day of the 75th independence of this wonderful country, we are all here to launch the deployment of blockchain technology by a farmer producer organization, FPO, to its members. For me personally, this is a significant milestone because a community-based organizations owned and nurtured by the members, a farmer producer organization, farmer producers being the owners, the promoters of the entity, deploying a high-end tool on the technology like a blockchain is a significant milestone. Because this, for me, represents the democratization of services to the farmers. And which better institution than a farmer producer organization, their own entity, can do it for themselves. Being a banker, I realized the importance of data, the integrity of data, the traceability, as well as the verifiability of what is being produced as data. And this is an attempt to make this data non-fungible. Technologies like blockchain will help us structure various financial services products, which can bring in much needed comprehensiveness to engaging with the farmers and farmer producer organizations. A lot of product structuring takes a beating because either there is information asymmetry or there is lack of data. Having spent a significant time of my 3 decades of professional life in the rural hinterland and working with farmers, I have realized long time ago that there is no information asymmetry from the dimension of non-availability of information. The information asymmetry is always from the perspective of the mainstream financial institutions not having the capability to understand the information that is already available. Activities are happening, the actors are there, commerce is happening, everything is happening, the world is moving there. It's not that everything is standstill. How can we as mainstream financial institutions understand how to decipher this data, how to read this data, how do we make sense out of this information and then build products and services on this is a significant step. And initiatives like blockchain would pave way to reducing the information asymmetry as understood by the markets, and then eventually make markets work for smallholder farmers. We at Samunati are delighted to be partnering with University of Hyderabad, delighted to be doing this with one of our best partners, Seeds at Virudunagar. And we are grateful for all other players who have come together to make this work culminate into the launch event. And all of us have been at it for the last 1 year, in spite of pandemic, in spite of all the restrictions on the travel and other things. We have come to a stage where we are indeed launching the deployment of blockchain at an individual farmer level. So this is a beginning. All of us know that a journey well begun is half done. And I would consider this to be a journey that is well begun. So please wish us a very best in this journey of making markets work for smallholder farmers. And I thank Professor Vijay Marisetti for his zeal, enthusiasm, and commitment to bring the academic prowess, the knowledge to solving the real life, real world issues. This is first of very many things that we'll be working with him and with the university that he is associated with. Thank you very much. And we hope to have a wonderful year ahead for this great country. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for setting up the context. Taking the proceedings forward, I would now like to invite Dr. G.R. Chintala, Chairman NABARD, to deliver the keynote address. Dr. Chintala is the Chairman of NABARD with the effect of May 2020, and previously he was Managing Director of NAFFINS, a subsidiary of NABARD headquartered in Bangalore. Over to you, Dr. Chintala, sir.
Good morning, and wish you all very happy 75th Independence Day and Amrit Mahotsav of this country. It's a great honor for me to be here in this particular launching ceremony of the blockchain technology by Samunnati, University of Hyderabad, and SEEDS FPO. And I'm very delighted to see that the technology rolling out is happening so fast. Earlier, it used to take a decade or so for most of the technologies to get rolled out, and particularly for the interest of the farmers. But today, most of the things are happening in a jiffy. Now, this blockchain technology, all of us were talking about only for the past 2 or 3 years, ever since the Bitcoin has come on the line, and subsequently everybody was looking into the merits of the blockchain as to really how migrating to that blockchain is going to give a benefit to everyone on that particular ledger. Now today, so many dignitaries have joined this particular webinar and also the launching ceremony. First of all, I'm thankful to all of them who are experts in their own way. And I am extremely thankful to Anil for inviting me to be here. As till last night, actually, I was traveling, but I thought that I should make it a point to attend it physically and address all of you, as this is the subject of concern or maybe interest of every one of us who are involved in this agriculture and also the value addition of this one. So this is a very great occasion, and that too launching this one on the great occasion of the 75th anniversary of the country is even much, much better. And I wish everything is a great kind of a time ahead. So let us just look into this thing as to really what exactly is happening with the entire technology, the ecosystem in the country as a whole. Now we had fragmented land holdings of 140 million. So the farmers' number is also almost the same. And more than 86% are the small and marginal who cannot afford a great amount of a technology. Institutions are gearing up to extend the credit to most of the farmers as much as possible. And these institutions are not the government alone. Now the government, private, quasi, semi-government, any kind of institutions are reaching the farmers to extend the credit at the most affordable rate to all of them. And FPOs are a new paradigm, having reached maybe 305 million tons and maybe gearing up to go for the next, maybe every time we make an addition of maybe another 5 or 10 million tons of food grains alone, leaving alone maybe all other products actually besides this thing actually we produce quite a lot. Now everywhere a new kind of a spirit has come, that is the collectivization as the new game that is happening all over. And we are very happy that NABARD was the one which started along with other institutions also parallelly this entire collectivization approach. And today we are having around more than 5,000 plus FPOs, and SFAC is having almost a similar number. And the government of India's new scheme also has come with maybe 10,000 FPOs for a period of 4 years. All these things are bringing a kind of a new change in the collectivization effort in making the farmers realize that every investment on the farm they should not make or they need not make at a very high cost. Actually, all these things, the services can be had from a different kind of sources. So now that is how the FPOs have proved that now by aggregation, they can have a common services, common distribution networks, common aggregation networks, common maybe insurance and so many other things. But having seen many of the FPOs all over the country, I feel that FPOs are there and they are in various stages. If you look into all the 10,000 FPOs of both SFAC and NABARD put together, if you look into their maybe the skill level, their proficiency level, and also the technology competence, I think they are in the spectrum from A to Z. Actually, now they are there with all the 26 letters actually attached to that. So they are not on the same page, though the concept is same, but thing is their ability to go to that level is totally different. So now, then I was looking at it because I go around the entire country and see really what exactly is breaking. There is on one side, we have a FPO like Seeds, which is doing more than 15-20 crores. And there are some other FPOs which are just languishing at 3 or 4 lakhs. So now the spectrum is wide open. And the difference between all of this thing is that is, one is the grooming, and second thing is the governance, and the third one is the market orientation, and the fourth one is the technology. So if I look into the grooming, whether the institution has been created democratically, that is the first thing. Though actually sometimes under duress also probably some groups might have been formed. And so that is one area which is a matter of concern. And the other one is with regard to the democratic governance. Actually, this is one area which one has to give a very big kind of a thing, and there even the technology also will help, because ultimately good governance is equivalent to the transparency. And I firmly believe, having been as the head of NABARD and seeing the entire maybe the institutions from as a bird's eye view which I'm having, I feel that if the technology is in place, the transparency automatically comes. That is where the fudging cannot happen and the falsification will not happen. And because of that, the transparency will come. And the transparency will enable the good governance. So that is also one area. So now the good board of directors also, if they have to be very competent, actually they need to have the tools to deliver the things which are supposed to have been delivered. And the third one is with regard to their financial ability and maybe the market centricism, because whether the groups, that FPOs that have been formed have got the market orientation. If it is not, really what are the things to be done, which we have to see. But the fourth and the most important thing which I have seen is the technology part. Now the technology is the real great divider between the good and the bad, and the great enabler for the good ones, which I have seen, maybe whatever be the technology they are adopting. So they are trying to do that absolutely, that there will be seamless kind of a transactions should happen, and the technology should be open for the audit. So this is what is happening in the normal course, but thing is, ever since the blockchain technology has come on the anvil, now this is a ledger which cannot be compromised. Nobody can interfere with that, and nobody can do any kind of a additions or deletions. Or nobody can do any falsification. Only they can add maybe any further information. And at the same time, this ledger is available across the world, wherever you want to track. And so that people will be able to just look into it as to really what exactly has happened with an X product which they are buying or maybe selling, whatever is happening. So now having seen this blockchain from a close quarter, I feel that now the time has come for all of us to go into that kind of an integration of the technology. Now this technology is nothing but blockchain technology, which is going to be rolled out. If I perceive whatever I know, that this technology is going to be a kind of a game changer, and it is a kind of a uniform cube actually on which maybe the input supplier, the farmer, the input supplier, the pesticide, then the fertilizer suppliers, then the credit suppliers, insurance people, then subsequently the logistics people, maybe the equipment hirers, and also the maybe the village level aggregators, maybe the primary, middle, and the top level aggregators, the processors, exporters, warehouse managers, then the go down specialists, and maybe a plethora of people can just enter onto this platform, and everybody can get the benefit out of it the way actually they can log into it. So now that the biggest beneficiary of this one is the farmer who is being a member of this FPO, as he need not go anywhere, or the FPO as such need not go anywhere. The moment the data is inputted on this blockchain, then it is very easy for them to submit all the returns which they are supposed to file every quarterly, monthly, depending on their periodicity. And also that the people who want to know really who is producing what, and what kind of a quality controls which they are having, and what kind of a requirements actually this fellow is looking at, And in case if he's already got, seeing whether he can really get it maybe across in a shorter span of time. And ultimately the money has to be transferred from the buyer to the seller in a kind of a non-compromisable way, because there should not be any cuts. I think all these things can happen the moment that everybody is logged into this blockchain. And in case if the farmer feels, because I know I was from the area where the tobacco used to get exported quite a lot from Guntur district, and now also chilies and others. And there earlier farmers used to felt cheated because the procurer used to procure the things at a maybe a promised high cost, and ultimately that they never used to pay the money for 2 or 3 years, and the farmers were at a loss. So now actually all these things can really get arrested, because a buyer or a processor or maybe exporter, whosoever wants to procure the material, unless he really puts his money into the system and the money is delivered seamlessly to that ultimate supplier, that is the farmer, definitely this transaction will not take place. Actually, that kind of an assurance, actually, we have to get it, and this technology is going to assure such kind of maybe things, good practices. Ultimately, the good governing practices are nothing but maybe putting the technology which is uncompromisable, which cannot be fudged and which cannot be falsificated. And the way the people look at it, that now I should get my due share out of the entire thing. So now that is how actually I perceive what the blockchain technology is going to do for this entire thing. And putting FPOs onto the blockchain technology is a real step, really one has to really appreciate. And we are all attempting, and now that Samunnati, University of Hyderabad and others, actually they started rolling out, and I hope that in the days to come, everybody would like to get the benefit out of it. And in case if that cost part of blockchain technology is also subsidized or subvented, actually that will be much better for the FPOs, so that many more can just log into this one. And also that maybe the other value-added services can be put onto this one, so that the farmer can look into as to what more things we can get it. And the other one is with regard to the advisory, because the farming is one enterprise which is adversely affected by maybe the weather, maybe pestilence, maybe any kind of a thing that is happening in the ambience. So now, in case if this technology enables the farmer to just get access to such kind of a maybe real-time advice with regard to the weather, with regard to the pestilence, with regard to the diseases that are going to come, and with regard to the produce value markets and the volumes that are being delivered, and at the same time, really how actually he is going to get a better price from X market when compared to Y market, in case if we get that kind of a dashboard also through this technology. So now that is how we will make the farmer very profitable and resilient, and we can keep him in the farming with a better kind of a living standards. That is the ultimate goal of every one of us, and that is what this nation wishes, and that is what the institutions like NABARD and maybe everyone who is concerned wishes to have such kind of a thing. And I wish this blockchain technology and this particular rollout a very grand success, and we will also put our FPOs also onto this blockchain. Thank you once again, and wish everyone a happy 75th Independence Day, and also a great thing for this technology. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for taking out time from your very busy schedule. We were very keen that you take out time, because you spent 2 days as soon as you took over as the chairman of NABARD in Virudhunagar, and spent time with the FPO, which has given them a shot in the arm in terms of their encouragement. That was about almost a year ago. So your presence as they embark on this new journey adds further encouragement to what that entity is doing as a wonderful work to about 75-80 FPOs in the vicinity of Virudhunagar and other things. We certainly will look forward to your guidance on this journey. This is only beginning. There is so much to do, and with you guiding us, we will take it forward, sir. Thank you for taking out time.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was extremely insightful. Moving on to the next segment, I would now like to invite Professor Vijay Marichetti from University of Hyderabad to take the event ahead. Professor is currently working as a fintech at University of Hyderabad. He is a co-founder of Inclusive Growth Chain Initiative that aims to democratize agri-value chain. He has received several awards and research grants from government and industrial bodies. He is recipient of most promising research works for social impact grants from Ministry of Education, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Reserve Bank of India, and University of Hyderabad. Over to you, Professor.
Thank you, Madhushree. And namaskar to everyone. Happy Amrit Varsha Independence Day for all of us. I'll just share my screen. And I think I'm quite motivated by Dr. Chintala's talk and his vision about blockchain and how promising that can be for the farming communities. I think, in fact, he made my job easy to sell blockchain right now. So I was listening to the Prime Minister's speech this morning, and Prime Minister said on this Amrit Varsha Divas, we have to start a new slogan, and the slogan happens to be Chota Kisan Bane Desh Ki Shaan. In fact, he repeated this 3 times, making the gravity of the statement known to the whole India. So I think this fragmented farmers, 140 million farmers, what Dr. Chintala was talking about is the issue we're trying to address through the inclusive growth chain platform. In fact, Anil, being a CEO of a company, one day asked me, if you don't tell me all the jargon of blockchain, just tell me in one line what exactly it's going to do for farmers. Then I told him that it can democratize the agri-value chain. Then he said that, no, if it is that, then why don't we launch it on the Independence Day? And that's how the event is happening today. It's a great day to start this event, and I'm very happy to be part of this initiative. So this project is titled as Farmer-Centric Agri-Value Chain to Empower FPOs. And we call this project as Inclusive Growth Chain Project, which is funded by Synchrony IT from the CSR funds and University of Hyderabad from its research grant. And we have partners. I'll discuss this in a minute. So coming to farmer-centric value chain, I have to add a few words here. So we have several value chains that have emerged over time due to technological innovations. So we have on the supply side, we have value chains, and we have also the demand side. For example, all the input suppliers have their own value chains. Likewise, all the output markets, they have their own value chains. And likewise, we have value chains created by financing company. Like, for example, Sammunati has agri-finance value chain. But the fundamental core of farming ecosystem is the farmer. One question I always had is how much of this value chain benefits are plowed back to the farmers? And I felt that relatively it's quite negligible compared to what farmers do for the community. So we thought, I think, why can't we create a value chain that is farmer-centric, where all the ecosystem players come on a platform and queue up, where farmers would be at the center of the value ecosystem. So how can we do that? We've been thinking about it, and we started working on it as we thought blockchain is quite promising to solve this problem. So we partnered with Sammunati as our major agri-financing partner for this initiative, because we thought one of the core problems is access to finance problem. So we have to address that. And we thought, why can't we run a POC around agri-financing blockchain? So we partnered with them. And I've been working with Seeds for the last 2 years, one of the most progressive FPOs in India. So we have done a lot of experiments here, and we found a lot of evidence that farmers value FPOs quite a bit. So in the last 2 years, I've been working with Seeds. Synchrony IT is an IT company based in Hyderabad, and they've been generous enough to give their CSR funds. And we also have a blockchain partner in our initial phase 1 stage, Gruzen Grade. They also helped us. So the founders of this project are, myself and my colleague, Professor Varsha Mamadi. She teaches machine learning at the University of Hyderabad, and I teach finance and fintech in the university. Although I'm a finance professor, I'm very attached to agri sector. My elder brother is an agriculture professor at Acharya Injiranga University, and I have a lot of respect for him. And I think he's one of the drivers for me to take up this initiative. And we have a team from the University of Hyderabad, scholars, and we also have Samurati staff, especially Keshavan now, who really helped us to come out with the robot advising service on the blockchain platform. So the problems are quite evident. In fact, the problems have been stated by Dr. Chintala just now, and also this morning, Prime Minister Modi exactly repeated the same problems. One problem is we have this huge fragmented 140 million farmers. So they are not that productive in terms of contributing to our GDP, mainly because they don't have any bargaining power and they have issues with access to resources. So this has been a problem, and the government has done quite a bit in terms of initiatives on how to solve the problem. One of the major initiatives is the FPO creation. So where farmers can become part of a collective, which is for profit, unlike cooperatives, and they can as well become entrepreneurs over time. Like for example, Seeds here. Seeds started with a membership of 300. Now there are more than 75,000 farmers. They started with around I think a few lakhs of turnover. Now they make a turnover of 15 crores. All this happened in the last 4 or 5 years. That's the power of being a collective, and they have their own processing centers. So they have their own packaging, they brand their own products, they have an e-commerce channel. At the same time, they also prepare instant dosa and idli mix facility in their own unit here in Virudhunagar district. So this is a clear method of empowering farmers, farming an FPO. So forming an FPO, to my knowledge, may not solve the problem completely. As Dr. Chintala was saying that there are 4 major areas you need to focus on. One is grooming area, governance area, technology area, and market orientation area. So these problems can all be solved just by being a collective or uniting together. You need good technology. You should have better access to all the ecosystem players on a common platform. And you should use technology to ensure that governance can be achieved much more effectively. So we came out with a solution for this problem. So we've been working on this for the last 2 years. We thought, I think, why can't we ensure having a blockchain platform on this? I'll just explain what exactly is our theory of change for ensuring that FPOs can become the powerhouses of India in the next coming years. So in our model, there are technology inputs, especially blockchain and robo-advising service for farmers. And that leads to some expected outcomes, which I think we can as well trace as of now. One is increased traceability of assets of the farmers and more accurate information to aggregate the data, especially, for example, if farmers want to tell a fertilizer company 6 months in advance what is their collective aggregate demand. That really helps the fertilizer company to plan the production much ahead. It's like a forwards contract in a way. So the other way around though. So when so they know this, they can have a significant reduction in their production costs, a very short working capital cycles, etc. So, but this aggregation of information is not such a straightforward thing with human intervention. So, for example, a robo-advisor can aggregate this information just by having an app on each farmer's mobile phone. So we have done that, and we have experimented here in this place, and it works pretty well. So, for example, going forward, seed farmers can aggregate their demand and supply it to seeds companies, fertilizer companies, and who is the supplier of input supplier. They can as well take this information, which is quite valuable to them. And in return, so the farming community can have a high bargaining power. They know that there is a huge value for this the information. So they can as well ask the input suppliers either to reduce the price or give extra supplies, etc. So that's one way you can measure the outcome. So likewise, they can as well give information to the lenders. So lenders can have better access in terms of what inputs farmers are purchasing, What are these assets? Traceability of these assets, for example. So all these outcomes lead to outputs in the next 7 to 8 months. We are going to see output starting in Seeds. Outputs can come in the form of better inventory management for input suppliers, lower operating costs, and short working capital cycle. Same thing for output customers or output markets. For lenders, definitely monitoring costs would be a significant reduction, and also their operating costs would come down. Because one of the great things about blockchain is it's always audit ready. One of the major problems farmers face is a reconciliation problem with lenders. I'll share some footage videos, and when we interviewed the FPOs here, let's see what they have in terms of challenges they face with the lenders. So these are the outputs, and eventually our expectation is in 5 years' time, we should be able to see much lower cost of borrowing for farmers and much higher productivity, and at the same time, more contribution to our GDP. So this is a pictorial way of representing the benefits of having a network or ecosystem on one technology platform, where the ledger is shared across all the parties. Before I go in deep in explain the blockchain, we'll screen a video which introduces to all the viewers about the general idea about this. I hope you all enjoyed the video presentation that gives a gist of what blockchain is all about and what are the benefits we can recoup by having a blockchain platform for farming ecosystem. It's a shared ledger, which means that it's always audit ready, and you don't have any issues of reconciliation. That builds a lot of trust across all the ecosystem players. And so shared access based on the blockchain we have built is not a public blockchain, it's a private blockchain. In other words, there is some proof of authority. Access controls are given to the players based on what needs to be accessed. So the whole intuition behind this idea is that if ecosystem players have a lot of value by having a common platform, then we can think of a process where these profits can be shared much more democratically and much more transparently going forward, rather having a relatively more disproportional sharing of the value chain benefits across the ecosystem players. So that's the whole idea on which we have built this model. These slides are relatively same. So aggregation, market linkages, advisory services. Samurati calls this as AMLA approach. So we have our own estimates on what kind of savings each ecosystem player can have by having a blockchain based on our own research and research conducted by several other researchers in the world. So on average, a given ecosystem player can save up to 21.77% on their operating costs if they are on blockchain, dealing all transactions with farmers on the blockchain platform. So if they have that much potential to gain, then I think there is a good reason why they cannot part or share those benefits with the farmers in the future. So we started this initiative back in 2019 as a research proposal. Then we got funding in 2020. Now we are ready with a pilot POC that works. And I've been here with my team over the last 10 days deploying it, training the farmers, the FPO CEOs, CDOs, and auditing all these, train the trainers programs over the last 10 years. And today is our last day here. And I think we are confident that, all the farmers here can engage on a blockchain platform created for the FPOs. Before I go further, I want you to understand what problem the farmers would think they have to face in the existing FPOs transactions and how they perceive blockchain can solve these problems.
வணக்கம், என்னோட பேர் சீமைச்சாமி. இங்கே ரமணர் மில்லட்ஸ் ஃபார்மர் ப்ரொடியூஸ் கம்பெனியில் சிஇஓவாக இருக்கிறேன். இந்த நிறுவனம் ஒரு கடந்த 5 ஆண்டுகளாக இங்கே வேலை செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். இதில் எங்களுக்கு மேஜராக இருக்கிற சிரமங்கள் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, சேலஞ்சஸ் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, ஆப்ரேட்டிங் காஸ்ட் வந்து கூடுதலாகுது. அதுக்கு என்ன அப்படின்னா, பேப்பர் ஒர்க்கு நிறைய இருக்குது. எங்கிட்ட 2943 ஷேர் ஹோல்டர் இருக்காங்க. அவங்கள பற்றி தகவல் சேகரிக்கிறப்ப நிறைய பேப்பர்ஸ் ஹார்ட் காப்பீஸாக நம்ம எடுக்க வேண்டியது இருக்குது. அது ஒரு சிரமம். ரெண்டாவது, அதை மெயின்டைன் பண்ணுறதுல வரக்கூடிய நடைமுறை சிரமங்களும் எங்களுக்கு இருக்குது. அதே மாதிரி கேஒய்சிஸ் வந்து அப்டேஷன் பண்ணுறதுல நிறைய சிரமம் இருக்குது. தேர்ட் ஒன் வந்து, இப்போ நாங்கள் நிறுவனங்கள்கிட்ட வந்து பணம் வாங்குகிறோம், கொள்முதல் பண்ணுறோம், ஒர்க்கிங் கேபிட்டல், இந்த மாதிரி பல விஷயங்களுக்கு போகிறப்போ இந்த அது என்ன சொல்கிறது, கிளியரன்ஸ் பண்ணுறதுல எங்களுக்கு நிறைய சிரமம் இருக்குது. ரெக்கன்சிலேஷன், அக்கௌண்ட் ரெக்கன்சிலேஷனில் 31 மார்ச்சில் முடிக்கிறப்போ புக்ஸில் அவங்கள்ட்ட இப்போ உதாரணத்துக்கு சமூகநீதி எடுத்துட்டோம்னா, அவங்க ரேட் ஆஃப் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்டு, அந்த டெர்னியூர் இதெல்லாம் போடுறப்ப அவங்க ஒரு க்ளோசிங் பேலன்ஸ் கொடுக்குறாங்க. நம்மளுடைய அக்கௌண்ட்ஸுக்கு வந்து க்ளோசிங் பேலன்ஸுங்கிறது கொஞ்சம் மிஸ்மேட்ச் ஆகுது. அதை ரெக்கன்சில் பண்ணுறதுலேயே டிலே ஆகுது. ஸோ ஒரே மாதிரியான லெட்ஜர் மெயின்டைன் பண்ணுற மாதிரியான ஒரு சூழலில் வந்து நமக்கு சப்போர்ட் பண்ணி ஸ்டேக் ஹோல்டர்ஸ் இருந்ததுன்னா அது கொஞ்சம் ஈஸியாக இருக்கும். இந்த ஆப்ரேட்டிங் காஸ்ட்டை குறைக்கிறது, கேஒய்சிஸ் மெயின்டைன் பண்ணுறது, இந்த ரெக்கன்சிலேஷன், இந்த 3 விஷயத்துக்கும் கொஞ்சம் இது எங்களுக்கு சேலஞ்சான ஒரு விஷயமா நான் பார்க்குறேன். தேங்க்யூ சார். இந்த 3 விஷயங்கள், கேஒய்சி அப்டேஷன் பண்ணுறதுல இருக்கட்டும், இந்த ரெக்கன்சிலேஷன், அக்கௌண்ட்ஸ் ரெக்கன்சிலேஷன் ஆகட்டும், இல்லை ஆப்ரேட்டிங் காஸ்ட் இதுகளை குறைக்கிறதுக்கும், இந்த பிளாக் செயின் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் அப்படிங்கிற இந்த ப்ராஜெக்டில் எங்களுக்கு இந்த இது ஹெல்ப்பாக இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இந்த ஹெல்ப் வந்து வேலைகளை துரிதப்படுத்துறதுக்கும் நிதி பெறுவதற்கு மற்ற எல்லா விஷயத்துக்கும் உறுதுணையாக இருக்கும்னு நம்புகிறேன்.
வணக்கம். என்னோட பெயர் சந்திரசேகர். விழுதுகள் விவசாய உற்பத்தியாளர் நிறுவனத்தின் முதன்மை செயல் அலுவலராக பணியாற்றி வருகிறேன். இப்போ எங்களுடைய நிறுவனத்தில் 1500க்கும் மேற்பட்ட விவசாயிகள் உறுப்பினர்களாக இருக்கிறார்கள். எங்களோட நிறுவனத்தில் விவசாயம் சார்ந்த பணிகள் விவசாயிகளுக்கு சேவைகள் செய்வது, அவங்களோட கமாடிட்டி ப்ரொக்யூர்மெண்ட் பண்ணுவது, அவங்களுக்கு இன்புட் சப்ளை செய்வது, அதுக்கப்புறம் அவங்களுக்கு மதிப்பு கூட்ட பொருட்களை உருவாக்குவது போன்ற பல்வேறு பணிகளை நாங்கள் செய்து வருகிறோம். எங்களிடம் 2 விற்பனை மையங்கள் இருக்கின்றன. இந்த பணிகளை தொடர்ந்து செய்து வந்து கொண்டிருக்கும் இந்த நேரத்தில் எங்களுக்கு பிளாக் செயின் க்ரோத் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு ஆப் பற்றிய பயிற்சி இன்று இதை பற்றி நிறைய விஷயங்கள் எங்களுக்கு தகவல்கள் ஷேர் பண்ணாங்க. இது உண்மையிலே ஒரு நல்ல விஷயமா எங்களுக்கு தென்படுகிறது. இதில் என்ன அப்படின்னா, எங்களுடைய விவசாயிகளோட தேவைகளை நாங்கள் கேட்டு பெறுவதற்காகவும் எங்களோட உற்பத்தி பொருட்களை விற்பனை செய்வதற்கான ஒரு தளமாகவும் இந்த இடம் அமையும் அப்படிங்கிறதுல எனக்கு மிகவும் மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருக்கிறது. இதை செயல்படுத்தும் பொழுது இதில் உள்ள நல்ல விஷயங்களை நாங்கள் மேலும் மேலும் உயர்த்தி சிறப்பாக செயல்படுவதற்கு நிறைய வாய்ப்புகள் கிடைக்கும் என்பதை நான் கேட்டு தெரிந்து கொண்டேன். மிகவும் சிறப்பாக இருக்கிறது. இந்த வாய்ப்பை பயன்படுத்திக் கொள்ளுவேன் என்பதை நான் உறுதியாக கூறுகிறேன். நன்றி.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். என்னோட பேர் ஜெயபாரதி. நான் ரமணர் மில்லட்ஸ் இருந்து வந்திருக்கேன். அது சபாஸ்புரத்தில் இருந்து வந்துட்டுருக்கோம். அதாவது பார்த்திங்கன்னா, நாங்கள் ஃபஸ்ட்டு கேஒய்சி ஃபார்மர்ஸ் நாங்கள் சேர்க்கும்போது பார்த்திங்கன்னா பேப்பர்ஸ் வாங்கி கேஒய்சிலாம் அட்டாச்மெண்ட் பண்ணி ஒவ்வொருத்தவங்களுக்கும் நம்பர் போட்டு அது கம்ப்யூட்டரில் என்ட்ரு பண்ணி அது தனியாக வச்சு திரும்ப அவங்க வரும்போது அதை தேடிக்கிட்டு செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறதுக்கு இந்த ஆப் பார்த்திங்கன்னா நம்ம ஏரியாலே ஃபீல்ட்லேயே போய் இப்போ எங்கள்கிட்ட 6 சிடிஓஸ் இருக்காங்க. 6 சிடிஓஸுமே அவங்கவுங்க தேவைப்பட்ட இடத்துல போய் நிறையா பேர் பண்ணலாம். ஒரே இடத்துலையே 100 பேர் கூட பண்ணுற மாதிரி வாய்ப்பு இருக்குது. இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஆஃபீஸில் மொத்தமாக வச்சுக்கிட்டு லோன் பண்ணும்போது செய்யும்போது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 6 சிடிஓஸுமே இங்கே வர்றாங்க. ஆனால் 50 பேர் கூட பண்ண முடியாத அளவுக்கு இருக்குது. இது ஃபீல்டு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மொபைல் மூலம்னால நல்லா பண்ணுவாங்க. அதுவும் போக விதை எங்கே எவ்வளோ யார் என்னென்ன விதை இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு கேட்குற கலெக்ஷன் பண்ணவே லேட் ஆயிடுது. இது மொபைல்னு சொன்னால் அங்கேயே அவங்ககிட்ட கேட்ட உடனே அப்படியே டைப் பண்ணிடுவாங்க. நாங்களும் ஈஸியாக ஆஃபீஸில் உட்காந்துட்டே நாங்கள் பார்க்குறதுக்கும் நல்லாயிருக்கும். அடுத்து எவ்வளோ உரம் கேட்டிருக்காங்க, எவ்வளோ விதை கேட்டிருக்காங்க, என்ன விதை கேட்டிருக்காங்கன்றது ஈஸியாக எங்களுக்கு டக்குன்னு ஆரையிலேருந்து கேட்கும்போது டக்குன்னு கொடுக்குறதுக்கு எங்களுக்கு ஈஸியாக இருக்கும். இந்த ஆப் நல்லா யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக தான் இருக்கும்.
Yeah, so you have seen some challenges cited by the farmers. So most of the challenges they face here are to do with their high operating costs. And so the way information is flowing across different ecosystem players or within the FPO, and the way communicate with farmers and the inefficiency connected with paperwork, etc. So there is a big need for digitalization, even in one of the most progressive FPOs in India, like Seeds. And one of the major thing is each one maintains their own set of records. There is no single source of truth, and a blockchain is needed mainly to solve that problem. And also lack of access to real-time data to all parties. For example, Samunati in this case do not have real-time access on how assets are being utilized, how the assets are being monitored, etc. Asset quality is something very important in lending space. That leads to a lot of trust problems across the players. The same thing applies for input supplies. The same thing would apply even for output markets. So the problems are relatively common across all the ecosystem players. So we have come out with a solution for this problem by having a blockchain, which is, as we all have been discussing, it's a shared ledger, and all of them have a single source of truth. They have consensus, provenance, immutability, and the finality of the data. So in the proposed system, the major benefits are the information is fully replicated and shared with all the parties. It's a permission ledger, which implies that the access level controls vary across the players based on their role in the ecosystem. And the digital information is immutable. It means that no one can tamper or manipulate the information. So that leads to a lot of trust. And you can track the data. Like, for example, if it's loans, you can track the whole loan information over time. And that leads to create a much more credible source of credit history of farmers compared to CIBIL score. So in other words, for an insurance company to engage on the platform, they'll feel much more confident and comfortable because CIBIL score is a very indirect way of having credit history information. Then I think the smart contracts that we have devised ensures that the transaction times are much lower. Like, for example, for a loan sanction, it would take minutes on this platform. And we'll show you some examples through videos, the footage based on what we have done here. So this leads to a removal of all the manual validations, audits. So for example, KYC of farmers, you can have a single source of truth. You don't need to do KYC for each ecosystem player. So there is only one KYC, and as long as it is tokenized, anyone who wants the KYC of the farmer, they can access it on the blockchain. So we have devised a mobile app for farmers in their own language. In this case, it's Tamil. So if you can see the mobile app here, the first part of the mobile app is KYC. The second part is how they can access finance. The third part is how they can manage their assets. And the fourth part is a robo-advising service, mainly that helps in aggregating the demand. And also we use machine learning algorithms to estimate the supply after the harvest and also the future cash flows of the farming community. So once this information is available, this can be used by the ecosystem players, maybe by paying to the farming FPOs, and that enhances or that ensures that the platform is sustainable. I think Dr. Chintala in his speech was saying that if it is costly, we can subsidize. To my knowledge, I think having a blockchain platform is not really costly. See, most of the technology is open source. So I think the cost part is not a deterrent for implementing blockchain. So once these details are in, then farmers can engage with the ecosystem players and they can use their own mobile phone for doing all this. So this is the robo-advising service where I think the robo-advisor talks in Tamil. So we have done a lot of research work on this. And the farmer responds in Tamil, and the robo-advisor converts with almost 98% accuracy the Tamil into an English text and also numericals that goes into your database, where we perform all the machine learning and AI analytics. We have done quite a bit of training. This is the training program we did for the CDOs in the last 10 days. So we'll have a video on how the training has happened over the last 10 days.
Next, இதை கிளிக் பண்ணீங்கன்னா அடுத்தது போயிடும். இல்லை இங்கே கிளிக் பண்ணீங்கன்னா போயிடும். மொபைல் இல்லை நீங்கள் ஏதாவது ஒன்று கொடுக்கலாம் கரெக்டாக. சும்மா நீங்கள் எப்படி சர்ச் பண்ணுங்க.
தண்ணி முடியும் அது 2 டம்ளர் இருந்துச்சு எடுத்துட்டாங்க.
பரோட்டாசி
இந்த வாய்ஸ் அது கூட மெஷின்
5 ஏக்கர் நெல் செப்டம்பர் பயிர் முளைக்க ஆரம்பிக்கும் போது 47
67
67
27
27
04
04 கடவுச்சொல் இது தந்தையின் பெயர்
தந்தையின் பேர் வந்து இது அம்மா பேரை பார்க்கணும்
ஏதாச்சும்
இது ராமசாமி.
பிளாக்கு தாலுகா உங்களுக்கு
எங்கள் தாள் வந்து இது விருதுநகர்.
விருதுநகர் மாவட்டம்
மாவட்ட விருதுநகர்.
விதையை எப்ப விதைக்க போவீங்க?
ஆவணியில் ஆவணி மாதம் போட்டோ எதுவும் நல்லா வரணும்.
உங்களுக்கு எத்தனை பை விதை தேவைன்னு சொல்லி கேட்குறாங்க.
4 ஏக்கர் 8 8 8 16 16 20 28 பை வேணும். 28 பை வேணும்.
வணக்கம், நான் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் தான். இந்த இன்க்ரீசிங் ரோட் செயின் ஆப் வந்து நாங்கள் வந்து ஸ்டூடெண்ட்னால எல்லாமே தெரிஞ்சுக்கிச்சு. இந்த ஆப்பெல்லாம் நாங்கள் பார்த்து மொபைல் நாங்கள் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்னால மொபைல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணுறதுனால இந்த ஆப்பெல்லாம் எங்களுக்கு வந்து ஈஸியாக அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ண முடிஞ்சிச்சு. அப்புறம் இதில் வந்து கேஒய்சியில் வந்து கேஒய்சி ஆப் வந்து என்ன, அதில் வந்து முதியோர்களுக்கு வந்து இதை பற்றி தெரியாதனால நாங்கள் அவங்களுக்காண்டி நாங்கள் பண்ணுறோம். இது லோன் கொடுக்கறதெல்லாம் இதிலே நாங்களே பண்ணுறோம். இஎம்ஐல் எல்லாமே நாங்களே அவங்களுக்கு தெரியாதனால நாங்களே இதிலெல்லாம் பண்ணுறோம்.
So as you can see, I think one of the positive spillovers of lockdown is that most of the rural households, children have smartphone access and they know how to use the smartphones because of the online classes. So that has really solved our problem in a big way. I think now we have training the kids where they can as well train the parents. One particular observation is that this problem is more for women compared to men. I think most of the men farmers, they have a smartphone and they know how to use an app, they know how to download in the Play Store, etc. But women farmers, majority of them do not have any smartphones. And I think, I think having a smartphone and using it is a big empowerment tool and a big enabler for women. I think we have to address this problem. And I think we have to educate the children how to help their moms going forward. So we did awareness programs on blockchain and how to use it for the FPOs staff. And I think all of the FPOs that we have been asked to deal with, the staff are now capable of transferring the knowledge to the farming communities here.
லாஸ்ட் வேலை கடைசி வேலை அதுதான். அதுக்கப்புறம் சப்மிட் பண்ணலாம். இந்த ஃபார்மர் லோன் அப்ளிகேஷன், விவசாய லோன் அப்ளிகேஷன் சப்மிட் பண்ணும்போது இங்கேருந்து ஒரு மெசேஜ் வருவாங்க, லோன் அப்ளிகேஷன் சப்மிட்டட் சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல்லி. அப்படி மெசேஜ் வந்துச்சுருந்தா இது இங்கே பார்க்க முடியும். இங்கே ரீஃப்ரெஷ் பண்ணும்போது உங்களை எவ்வளோ லோனுக்கு அப்ளை பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கு, என்னெல்லாமே லோனுக்கு அப்ளை பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கு, அதெல்லாம் உங்களுக்கு இங்கே பார்க்க முடியும். அது இங்கே பார்க்கல எங்களை லோன் அப்ளிகேஷன் ஐடியானா உங்களுக்கு யூனிக்காக ஒவ்வொரு லோனுக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு ஐடி இருக்கு. அது மட்டும் அது வச்சு தான் ட்ராக் பண்ணோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் அப்ளிகேஷன் நேம், கேசவ நேம், அப்புறம் வெரிஃபிகேஷன் ஸ்டேட்டஸ், அதுதான் உங்களோட லோனு FPO டீம் அதை வெரிஃபை பண்ணிட்டு.
So I think this is what we have done. I think now it's time to go for the actual launch of the blockchain application for farming communities through FPOs. Where FPOs can, manage their all activities on the blockchain and empower the farmers within their community. So we have done a pre-recorded video of the launch purely because we thought it might be quite challenging to launch it live with farmers here. We have done that yesterday and we're going to broadcast that right now on the screen.
நான் வந்துட்டு மக்காச்சோளம், உளுந்து, பாசி இந்த மாதிரி விவசாயம் பண்ண போகிறேன். அதுக்கு வந்துட்டு எனக்கு லோன் வேணும். அந்த லோனுக்கு இங்கே ஒரு ஆப் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. அந்த ஆப் மூலம் நம்ம இதில் எப்படி அப்ளை பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லி கொடுத்தாங்க. அது எனக்கு இப்போ எனக்கு பண்ண தெரியும். நான் வந்து வீட்டில் இருந்தால் கூட பண்ணலாம். வேணும்னா உங்களுக்கு பண்ணி காட்டுறேன்.
விவசாயி மோகன்றவர் அவரோட கேஎஃப்சி டீட்டெயில்ஸ் வந்து எங்களுக்கு அப்லோட் பண்ணியிருக்காரு. அந்த இதை வெரிஃபை பண்ணுறதுக்காக கொடுத்தோம். முதல்ல அவரோட ஐடிக்குள்ளே போகும்போது அவரோட கேஎஃப்சி வந்து ரீசனபிளாக இருக்கிறதுனால நாங்கள் வெரிஃபை பண்ணி அப்லோட் பண்ணி லோன் தரலாம் அப்படின்னு.
என்னோட பேர் சந்திரசேகர். நான் விழுதுகள் ஃபார்மர் ப்ரொடியூசர் கம்பெனியோட சிஇஓ. நாங்கள் வந்து இந்த விவசாயிகளோட கேஒய்சி இதெல்லாம் செக் பண்ணி இந்த லோன் டீட்டெயில்ஸ்லாம் வெரிஃபை பண்ணதை வந்து நான் செக் பண்ண போகிறேன். செக் பண்ணிவிட்டு அதை அப்ரூவல் கொடுக்கணும். ஃபஸ்ட் இனிஷியலாக அந்த டீட்டெயில்ஸ்லாம் இதில் நான் செக் பண்ண போகிறேன். லோன் ஆப்பில் எங்களோட ஷேர் ஹோல்டர் மோகன் என்ற விவசாயி அவரோட கேஒய்சி டீட்டெயில்ஸை இந்த இதில் பார்க்கலாம். இதில் ஓப்பன் பண்ணி பார்க்கும்போது அவங்களோட நேம், மொபைல் நம்பர், கான்டாக்ட் டீட்டெயில்ஸு, அட்ரஸ் இது எல்லாமே இதில் இருக்குது. அதை நான் எடுத்து வியூ பண்ணி கூட பார்க்க முடியுது. இதை டவுன்லோட் பண்ணி வியூ பண்ணி பார்க்க முடியுது. இதை பார்த்ததுக்கப்புறம் பின்னாடி எடுத்து இதை பார்த்ததுக்கப்புறம் இந்த டீட்டெயில்ஸ்லாம் செக் பண்ணதுக்கப்புறம் அது முன்னாடி வந்துட்டு இந்த அவங்களோட டீட்டெயிலில் போயிட்டோம்னா இப்போ வந்து சிடிஓஸ் வெரிஃபை பண்ண ஸ்டேட்டஸ் வந்து இதில் காட்டுது. இதுக்கப்புறமா சிடிஓ இந்த கிரெடிட் டீம் வெரிஃபை பண்ண ஸ்டேட்டஸ் இதில் காட்டுது. இதுக்கப்புறமா இதை நான் வந்து வெரிஃபை பண்ணிவிட்டேன். நெக்ஸ்ட்டு நான் வந்து இதை அப்ரூவ் பண்ண போகிறேன். அப்ரூவ் கொடுத்துட்டேன்.
ரைட் சைடில் ப்ளஸ் மாதிரி இருக்கும். அதை கிளிக் பண்ணுவோம். மொபைல் நம்பர் கேட்கும். மொபைல் நம்பர் நம்ம எந்த நம்பர் கொடுத்தோமோ அந்த நம்பருக்கு நம்ம போடணும். வந்து 7824033000. பேசவா? கடன் வகைகள் வந்து குறுகியதாக நீண்டதாக இருக்கும். அதாவது 6 மாதமா 1 வருஷமா அந்த மாதிரி. நான் வந்துட்டு குறுகிய வகையில் போட்டிருக்கேன். கடன் நோக்கம் என்னென்று பார்க்கும்போது உபகரணங்களா இல்லை விதையா, உரங்களா, கால்நடைகளா அப்படின்ட்டு நான் வந்து விதைகள் போட்டிருக்கேன். ஓகே, விதைகளின் விலை ஒரு 50,000 போட்டிருக்கேன். செயல்பாட்டு செலவு
விதைகள் விவசாய உற்பத்தியாளர் நிறுவனத்தில் சிடிஓவாக 2 இயர்ஸ் ஒர்க் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். இவங்க மோகன் வந்து கேஓசி ஃபார்ம் வந்து எங்கள்கிட்ட அப்ளை பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அவங்க லோன் கேட்டிருக்காங்க. அவங்க லோன் வந்து நியாயமாக இருக்குது. அவங்க 51,500 வந்து லோன் கேட்டிருக்காங்க. அது நாங்கள் வந்து சர்ச் பண்ணி பார்த்தோம். அவங்க கொடுக்கலாம் சொல்லி நாங்கள் வந்து அவங்க கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுறோம். யார் யாரெல்லாம் கடன் கேட்டிருக்காங்களோ அவங்களோட டீட்டெயில்ஸ்லாம் வரும். இப்போ நான் சொன்னது மோகன் என்ற அவங்களோட பேருக்கு சொன்னேன். அவங்க சர்ச்சில் போய் மோகன் டைப் பண்ணோன்னா அவங்களுடைய டீட்டெயில் வரும். அதை நம்ம டச் பண்ணோம். அவங்களுடைய ஐடி, பாஸ்வேர்டு எல்லாமே எது லோன் கேட்டிருக்காங்க எல்லாத்தையுமே செக் பண்ணி பார்த்துட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் நாங்கள் வந்து அவங்களுக்கு அப்ரூவல் கொடுக்குறோம். சிடிஓ வந்து அதுக்கு வந்து அவங்களுடைய கேட்ட தொகை நியாயமாக கேட்டிருக்காங்க. நாங்கள் ஆம் போட்டிருக்கோம். 5% அது போட்டு கருத்து எங்களுக்கு வந்து இது வந்து எந்த ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லாதனால வந்து நாங்கள் ஓகே சொல்லி போட்டுறோம். அதை நாங்கள் வந்து
நான் கடன் கேட்டிருந்தேன், லோன் கேட்டிருந்தேன். லோன் வந்து அப்ரூவல் ஆயிடுச்சு. உங்களுக்கு பார்த்தாலே தெரியும்.
So I think this is one of the applications of the current POC. The same thing can happen for input suppliers with similar kind of information flow. So with this, I think we have done our official launch. There is one more final piece with which we want to end the official launch. So fortunately, the collector of this district happens to be one of our proud alumnus of the University of Hyderabad. And he's been quite, supportive of this initiative and he gave his remarks on this application.
A trusted and transparent platform where farmers can engage with all agriculture ecosystem players is the need of the hour. The need is to democratize the agri space where farmers can seamlessly interact with the agri ecosystem players. In other words, the ecosystem should depend on farmers rather than farmers depending on the ecosystem. In this regard, I congratulate Inclusive Growth Chain, an initiative of University of Hyderabad School of Management Studies, for starting a farmer-centric blockchain platform in Virudhunagar district along with Seeds Farmers Producers Organization. I'm sure this will set a new benchmark in Indian agri-tech financial space. Also, I look forward to closely working with this initiative so that we can empower and strengthen our farmers' hands, not just in Virudhunagar but across the state as well as across the country. My best wishes also to Seeds FPO and Samunnati for taking this fantastic initiative forward. The idea is to ensure that farmers are empowered, educated and strengthened in their endeavor to create an income-oriented farming space. Thank you.
So the current application launch on average takes around 10 minutes, but when we go with the production version, so with a smart contract, it will take 2 or 3 seconds to process a loan, or to aggregate demand, it would take a few minutes across all the FPO members. It could be 10,000 members or 20,000 members. It should not really matter. So with this, and I've come to an end of my segment. So we are dedicating this application for this great nation. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. I would now request Mr. Pravesh Sarma, Director Samunnati Agro, to provide the closing remark. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar to everybody and happy Independence Day. I think in a small way, what we are witnessing today happened on a much larger scale on the 15th of August 1947, when India as a nation attained independence. But we all know that of the many achievements that we can be proud of in the last 75 years, perhaps the single most important standout achievement is how India became from a food deficit, food importing country to a food surplus country. In 1950, the total production of food in India was 50 million tons. As many of you would be aware, in the last agriculture year, we have crossed 300 million tons of food production for the first time. We have already crossed more than 300 million tons of fruits and vegetables about 5 years ago. So a country that had to depend on the world to help to feed itself is today one of the biggest agricultural commodity exporters in the world. And this has been made possible primarily by our farmers, the 140 million, 14 crore farm households that we've all been talking about. And of course, with close support of policy, of government, of financial institutions, of our agricultural scientists, and increasingly of non-agriculture scientists like Professor Vijay. And I think today I would dare to say that Samannathy is proud to be part of this experiment, this proof of concept in one little corner of Tamil Nadu, which I hope will one day be visible all over the country, which is, as Anil said in his opening remarks, help to democratize technology, help to demystify technology, help to bring the benefits of the latest cutting-edge digital technology to the smallest farmer. And I think no better day than 15th of August to launch this initiative. We are extremely grateful to Professor Chintala, Chairman NABARD, who I think recognizing the importance of this initiative joined us today and gave his thoughts. He also emphasized the importance of making sure that this technology ultimately benefits farmers at large. Of course, ecosystem players like financial institutions, commodity players, agri-input companies, they would definitely also look to benefit from this, as Vijay calls it, a public ledger. But I think most of all, we must ensure that this cutting-edge technology brings better transparency, brings better access to capital, brings better access to technology, and ultimately better access to markets for our smallholder farmers. I thank all the wonderful work that Professor Vijay Manishetty and his team have done, all the support on the ground from the seeds team, and of course the farmers who have so enthusiastically, as is so visible, joined this experiment and seem to be obviously seeing some benefits for them going forward. All the team members of Samannathy who helped to put this program together, and of course are now going to be tasked to expand it and to make sure that this pilot yields us the results that we can then confidently take this pilot on a pan-India basis to the 10,000 odd FPOs already registered, and of course another 10,000 in the pipeline, and beyond them also to farmers at large, those 14 crore farm households who today perhaps don't have access to the best technologies. So thank you all of you for the wonderful work. Congratulations to all the team members who made this launch possible. And thank you also to the large audience who joined us today and witnessed this historic occasion. We hope that we can look forward and rather look back on this occasion as the starting point of really democratizing technology for farmers in India. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. On this auspicious day of Independence Day, we would like to thank each one of you for being present here with us throughout the program. We would request everyone to take a minute to stand up and to close the event with the national anthem.
Jana Gana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladhi Taranga तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे